Hey, Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being back with me today. Today I want to talk about habits and goals. But first of all, as some of you know if you've been listening to these, in my Inner Circle Mastermind, we're studying The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And so I want to talk about a little bit that he talks on this subject that we discussed in our Mastermind. And if you're interested in the Mastermind, go to jeffheggie.com and you can find out information there. We'd love to have you join us. But he gives the story of a wise teacher and a young pupil, and they're out for a walk, and they come upon this little sapling, and he says, pull that tree out of the ground. So the young pupil bends over and quite easily pulls it out of the ground. They go a little further, and there's more of a bigger one. It's still a young tree, but it's a little bigger. He says, okay, pull that one out. A little bit of a struggle, but he gets it pulled out. And then they go a little further, and there's a bigger tree. It's taller than the young pupil, but it's pretty solid. And he says, pull that one out. And so he starts yanking on it, pulling on it. He gets some tools and kind of digs at the roots, and finally he's able to get it out. And then he goes over, and there's a big giant oak. And he says, now pull that one out. And he says, there's no way, I can't do that. And at that point, the teacher tells the pupil, now you've learned about the power of habits. As you let them ingrain in you, and the longer they go and the more they grow, their roots dig deep, and you can't move them, and you can't pull them out, and you get to the point at some point that you don't even want to try. And so as we talk about habits, Aristotle said we are what we repeatedly do. And when we combine that with our goals, are our goals and habits aligning with each other? The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is in the daily routine that the successful people are doing, they've instilled the good habits into their lives. And we've got to look at what we're doing on a regular basis so that we can do the same thing, and that we can take advantage of the time we have, which is, successful people have no more time in the day than unsuccessful people, but it's how they use it and the habits they have. I always talk about the little success habits. As Jeff Olson says, it's the success habits that'll make you successful are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. And so what is it that you're doing? And as we get into looking at goals, I want to talk about goals because what are your goals? Do you have clearly defined, written down goals so that you know where you're going, and do you know what you need to do to achieve those goals? Brian Tracy, he said, I'm going to read a quote here, top people have very clear goals. They know who they are and they know what they want. They write it down and they make plans for its accomplishment. Unsuccessful people carry their goals around in their head like marbles rattling around in a can. And we can say a goal that is not in writing is merely a fantasy. And everybody has fantasies, but those fantasies are like bullets with no powder in the cartridge. People go through life shooting blanks without written goals, and that's the starting point. So I guess that's the first point I want to make. You've got to identify what your goals are. You've got to write them down. You've got to figure out what the actions are you have to start taking to do it. And what are the habits you need to change? What are the things you need to quit doing? What are the things you need to start doing so that you can start implementing this into your life? Jim Rohn said that if you want more, you have to become more. You've got to instill new habits. John Maxwell says, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. So what I want to do, a lot of my episodes I talk about different strategies and things you can do. As I was preparing to record this, I thought it's easy to tell people to go do things, write down your habits, figure them out, and figure out your plan, get clear on them, all those things. But it's more of a struggle to actually tell people that over a podcast and then hope that they'll actually do it. So what I want to invite you to do is join me in a free masterclass that we're going to go through this process, that everyone in the class will go through, set some goals, get clarity, and I'll help you to develop a plan so that you can make 2021 an amazing year, and you can have some direction, and you will be able to eliminate some of the habits you need to achieve your goals, and you'll be able to instill some new habits that are going to help you to have a better life and a better year. So I don't have everything up for that yet. If this is something that you want to be a part of, send me a DM or email at jeff@jeffheggie.com and just say 2021 goals in the subject line. And as soon as I've got the links that you can register for the masterclass, I will send them directly to you. But also share this with someone else that might be interested in joining us for that class. So if you want to make 2021 a great year, if you want to go into it with intention, having goals in place, written goals and strategies that you know are going to help you, make sure to send me a DM, 2021 goals, and I'll make sure to include you so that you can be part of that class, and we'll start it off together. Thanks.